Hi, I'm Greg.
I'm John.
John and Greg today are going to talk about something.
Oh boy.
Something. The Matrix reboot.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that's right. The Matrix reboot.
Now,
Did you hear about this?
I heard a lot about this.
Matrix reboot?
When I first heard about this, I mean, people have been talking about like rumors of a reboot for a long time, like a couple of years now. And there was even one point where there was a rumor going around that Keanu Reeves was like, yeah, we're definitely doing a Matrix 4, which is just such bullshit. From The Hollywood Reporter, it's been all over movie news sites. I'm sure you've heard about it. You clicked on this video, you've heard about it.
I'm sure at least one of your friends has bitched about it
Yeah.
to you, or you've bitched about it to them.
In the past few days, the story's been updated a little bit. When it was first announced, they were saying that it looks like it wasn't confirmed, but the rumor was that it's going to be a reboot. In the sense that it might be a prequel, specifically on Morpheus, and they were thinking of Michael B. Jordan as the new Neo. This is the main rumors that were going around, and when I heard prequel, I was like, what? No, don't do that.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible. I have no... First off, I heard Matrix reboot, I was ready, no, I don't care. Then I read about what the rumor was. I was like, oh my god, this just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. This is a terrible idea. Because I'm like, what can you really explore with a prequel? I mean, I feel like they probably shouldn't even touch the Matrix in general. I just don't feel like they should.
I feel like the Matrix is one of those like the Matrix was a big moment. Like that movie has been sort of ingrained in culture the way few movies get to be. And I know we were talking about this the other day and I used like Star Wars as a metaphor. It's like that's a big Titanic of a property. And you can strut it out, but you gotta strut it out for the right reason because we're always gonna want to see it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do the Matrix, first off, my option A would be just don't touch the Matrix. Because unless the Wachowskis are involved, I don't think you should have anything to do with it.
Yeah, it's like, unless you have a good unless you have like a dynamite story, like this is not something I would ever want to see just like gone back to so we can bang out, a few cool franchise flicks.
Because if it was a reboot or a remake, all they would really do is just give us updated action. And like,
newer tech.
I'm like, the characters are such an important aspect too. I mean, everyone like Neo, Trinity, Morpheus. When I heard reboot or remake, I was like, why would you do this without even why would you even think you could get away with doing that without the original cast in there?
Did they say that they were going to try and do that? They were gonna
that was the first announcement.
Oh.
So if you're not going to do the original cast, which is so silly to me, because Keanu Reeves is back on top with John Wick and action movies. When people got jacked up for the John Wick 2 trailer, a big part of it was because they saw Lawrence Fishburne was in it too.
Dude, what if John Wick is just another Merovingian?
Maybe. Yeah. I just don't think that the idea of a reboot would be useful in any capacity here.
I don't think it would have anything worth saying. Because, like, The Matrix was cool because The Matrix also, like, made us want to discuss it and, like, pick apart the theories and the philosophies and stuff like that. This is a movie you gotta think a whole lot about.
Well, the other thing, too, is that the Wachowskis are such a significant part of what makes The Matrix The Matrix. I don't care what you think of Speed Racer or Jupiter Ascending. I'm not saying those are good films. But The Matrix, in terms of philosophy and story, everything about it comes from the crazy, weird minds of the Wachowskis.
Yeah,
and no one knows the world as well as them.
Flavor.
And the fact that there's been no announcement that they're actually involved in it is getting me concerned.
That is a concern, yeah, definitely. I would give it a chance or whatever, but I would be very worried about a no Wachowski involvement.
Yeah, if they're not involved in the story, like in terms of developing the story, they don't have to write the script, but if they're involved in developing the story and producing it, then I could get on board for a Matrix movie. But if the Wachowskis are not involved at all in the creative process behind this film, you see, I don't care what you even say about Reloaded and Revolutions, because to me, those films get better the more I rewatch them. I didn't like Revolutions the first time I saw it, but every time I rewatch the whole trilogy, I see that they really told one gigantic story. They told one complete story that probably needed even another movie so they didn't have to jam-pack a bunch of exposition and revolutions to make it work, or a full architect scene to make it work, you know? So I felt like the Matrix films, I don't feel like they were just cash grab films. Maybe aspects of them were, but I felt like the sequels, it was like the Wachowskis needed to finish their story. There's a reason why they're like, we're not doing a Matrix 4 because we told the story we wanted to tell. It was complete. it's done for them.
Yeah, well, and everything I remember about the Matrix, like the media that sprung off the Matrix, it seemed like everybody always wanted to be there. Like, you know, like you said, cash grab. And yeah, it's like those three movies, say what you will about the quality of the second and the third one, you can't fault them for, you know, laziness or for not, you know, putting a lot of effort and a lot of care into that.
My first thought when I heard this, you know, the Wachowskis had to do the movie Bound first. They have to show they can direct. And if you haven't seen Bound, that's a great fucking movie. Mm-hmm. The Wachowskis at Bound first to show they can direct so they could do their baby project, their dream movie, The Matrix. Yeah. So it wasn't like, hey, you got an idea? Yeah, let's pitch you an idea. Yeah, okay, we'll write it in a few months and get it to you. They worked years on The Matrix. This wasn't like, hey, let's greenlight a Matrix project. All right, let's hire someone to write the script for it. It wasn't just some Hollywood turnout film. This was a baby project for the Wachowskis. Yeah. So if anything, it has to be involved. Now let's move on to some of the updates though, because that's sort of like our first initial reaction. Zack Penn, the man who's writing The Treatment, I think he's the one who's going to be writing the whole film. Actually,
is he related to Sean and Chris Penn?
Irrelevant at this point.
Yes.
He tweeted out a few things that put some of my concerns first, because I had some ideas where I was like, I don't think you should do a sequel. If anything, you should do some of these things if you're gonna do a continuation of the Matrix world, the universe. And he said some things that helped me feel like, okay, it sounds like they might be going a little bit more along the lines of what I was thinking they could do. All I can say at this point is no one could or should reboot the Matrix. People who know Animatrix, which is fucking awesome, and the comics understand. Can't comment yet except to say the words reboot and remake were from an article. Let's stop responding to fake news. If I were to recast Keanu Reeves, I would cast Keanu Reeves, thank you. Do I want to see more stories set in the universe of the Matrix? Yes, because it's a brilliant idea that generates great stories. Look at what people are doing with the X-Men universe. Between Logan and Legion and Deadpool, does anyone want them to stop? Not me. A couple ideas I was pitching to John that I was thinking they could do. I don't think option B would be this, but I'd much rather prefer them just to continue Matrix 4 and 5 beyond doing a prequel. Because the way the Matrix Revolutions ends, it ends in a way where it's the first time, if you guys remember the crazy details of the Matrix movies, in Reloaded, the architect explains that the Matrix just plays out, it constantly resets itself. We're watching the 6th version, I think, play out, which is the one with Neo, Mr. Anderson, and Trinity. It resets. The one usually finds people to help rebuild Zion, and the program just keeps restarting, like how a computer does. The computer just restarts in order to...
it's a program that just keeps running.
You have to restart a computer, you know? I know this with editing. You have to restart a computer. And then in Matrix Revolutions, it ends in a different way than what the architect was telling him of how it always ends, which is... The machines and the humans now they have a truce where the Matrix can still exist, the machines can use that for their energy, but they're not going to go and bother people in Zion anymore. Like they're just going to let the people of Zion live their life.
And if anybody's mind rejects the Matrix, then they're free. Cool.
Now
I just use the people who are good at this.
I don't think you should do the Matrix unless the Wachowskis have at least written. I don't think just story credit, but have written the movies. You could get another director, sure. I feel like, they have to be involved in the actual creative part of it, at least script format, for sure.
Here's where it's going.
Story, because the Matrix Revolutions ends in a way where they don't know how it's going to play out now. People of Zion don't know. Neo's dead, but the program of Neo can still live on because that's what the Merovingian is. We'll go into that in a second. So it's like it doesn't really end in a way that we all thought it would end, which is the humans destroyed the machines now, and everyone's freed from the Matrix. But how crazy would it be if it started going down that path where we're like, we really can't trust the machines right now, you know? Yeah. I feel like they could continue that journey there, because it's a neat ending to have it be where now it's a truce, because it's like, how the fuck could you pull that off in a movie where they awaken everyone from the Matrix?
That's just a whole other problem out in the real world, where there are no resources or safety structures.
I could see a sequel more than a prequel, because what the fuck is a prequel Morpheus going to be? Him just... forming a team of the Nebuchadnezzar.
I know.
This is Tank. This is Cypher. Well, this is what Cypher was like originally. Like a lot of those things.
I know they're all going to agree at some point, so if their reasons for not agreeing now aren't compelling as hell, I wouldn't want to see prequel movies like that, like they're describing. But I don't think a prequel is impossible. You just have to, like, I think that's something cool we learned from Rogue One is like, oh, if you just go back in time to a crucial moment and tell that story. So, like, you know, in that sense, if you wanted to do like Beta Matrix or something, or like the first like here's how the society of humans fell into the Matrix system, like the crucial moment where that happened, like sure, that's not as marketable of an idea because it's not all the same shit that we know, but like I think that could be a cool prequel.
Yeah, that could be compelling for sure.
You know, and that's, you know, we're you can always tie that into what's going on in life right now because our tech is getting better and what's our relationship with technology, like, you know, you could do cool philosophical shit with that too. So I don't think it's impossible, but I definitely don't want Matrix Cinematic Universe. Everybody's got their own franchise, and we all get together to fight the machines. Like,
well,
you know?
What he was saying, what Zack Penn was saying, is going off an idea that I think could work, which is, if anything, just explore different areas. The world still exists. Zion exists in Earth. So there's probably other areas of Earth as well, you know?
Yeah, and other problems that exist.
Other problems within the Matrix. What I was thinking was, one of the more fascinating parts of the movie to me, which a lot of people, the first time they watch The Matrix Reloaded, think it's kind of pointless, but really it's alluding to what the architect will reveal by the end of Matrix Reloaded, which was Merovingian and Monica Bellucci, whoever her character was. I don't know the actor's name of the Merovingian, I don't know the character name of Monica Bellucci.
And between the two of them, you've got a call sheet.
Yeah, because one thing that the Oracle explains in The Matrix Reloaded is that programs live in exile. And what we learn from, if we pay close attention to the movies, is the Merovingian and Monica Bellucci, they're essentially former Neo and former Trinity from earlier versions of The Matrix. Because that's why he kind of just dressed like the one, actually.
Yeah.
And a lot of what they're saying is alluding to that. And that's why Monica Bellucci has that long makeout scene with Neo, because she wants to feel like Trinity again. They're programs that still exist, or the exile programs that still live within the Matrix, but they've grown to like hate each other and resent the Matrix, and now they live in like the darkness of it. They're like, fuck it, let's give in to the darkness. I felt like if there's like a prequel thing you could do, I would love to see the Merovingian story of when he was the one, and then when he had to make that choice of go save his woman or help rebuild Zion, and what that repercussion does, and how their relationship is forming, and you could see what it's like when they have to rebuild Zion and everything, and how he now lives in the Matrix, and really explore that. So I felt like that would be a cool universe idea. Or, yeah, just explore more of the universe. I don't think you need to go sequel or prequel, but I think exploring universe could work. But it still has to offer something where it, more than a cool flick, it has to give us like, now there's even more meaning and more deeper understanding in the Matrix.
And I mean, you know, honestly, like, I don't think the Matrix is something you just can't ever touch, you know? Like, I think you need a good reason to do it. Because you could do all kinds of things with the Matrix now. I mean, you could do... You know, the Animatrix is essentially an anthology that's just kind of a lot of shorts.
Yeah.
But you could do, you know, an anthology version of the Matrix, hop around to different places, or you could, you know, tell... I like what Zack Penn's talking about here. I have no idea what that's going to look like, but, you know, especially when he pointed out movies like Logan and Deadpool and you know, the show Legion and stuff. Like, it seems like, yeah, you could take this as an opportunity to bring the Matrix back, do some interesting style stuff. And also, you know, I was thinking about earlier, part of what helped the Matrix become iconic was not only was it, like, mind-blowing and cool, but they also innovated and, like, used new technology.
Yeah.
And they, like, created a trend in the cinema. So there's a lot you can do on all levels, and I feel like if you're gonna bring the Matrix back, you should do that. You know,
Absolutely.
get a badass story, or if you don't just want to do 3 movies with a really thick story, choose some other format that makes you able to get heady, but also get cool. This could be like a sci-fi Black Mirror if we just want to keep it going, you know.
Oh, totally.
In a fantasy world, and more of a fantasy, you know, consistent fantasy environment.
Oh, yeah.
But telling, like, conversation-provoking sci-fi stories with fucking awesome action, like, state-of-the-art, like, tech.
And the Matrix world has constantly been expanded from beyond its movies. I mean, the video game, you enter the Matrix, and then, as you mentioned, Animatrix, and Enter the Matrix 2, it kind of has an idea that Zack Penn sounds like he's sort of talking about here, where Enter the Matrix is all about what Niobe was doing during Reloaded, because we don't see her a lot in the movie.
Yeah.
But it's all about, here's what she's doing. They filmed actual scenes for clips for the game, too. It wasn't just computer-generated CGI game graphics. It was actual scenes they filmed just for the video game. I think, and there's some Matrix comics, too, that the Wachowskis were involved in. This is something where the universe could totally be explored. I don't think you need to do a prequel. I think if you do sequels, please bring back the cast that we love. We don't need a Cypher spinoff. And
You just I still want to make like my 90s action movie about Cypher. Like, I don't know, you could, it would be neat to see if they would crash other genres and stuff into this. I don't know. Nothing should happen to the Matrix just because it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bottom line.
I just feel that the Matrix is more than just plot and cool characters.
It's got, well, that's one of those movies that has everything.
People still theorize what the fuck the Matrix means.
Yeah.
Like, even not long ago, Film Theory did this great video that everyone was talking about how Agent Smith was really the one.
Uh-huh.
And I watched it, and I'm a huge Matrix fan. And then I watched it, I was like, holy shit, they might be onto something here, you know? Knowing the Wachowskis, that might be true. Alright, well, what do you guys think of the Matrix reboot? Should they do it? Prequel doesn't sound good to you. Reboot, what do you
Morpheus
think?
franchise.
What kind of story would you like to see? If you're new to the channel, subscribe to The Real Rejects. Reasons is Jerry on Twitter and Instagram. Social media manager at Blumhouse and The Real Rejects. Shout out to Keanu. Goodbye.
Whoa. I know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu. Kung Fu. Whoa. Excellent.